Welcome back to Deaton Street. I'm Zach. He's Dustin. I hope everyone had a wonderful Memorial Day. We took a day off, but we're back today with a update on an Apple rumor that's been around for a little bit. But before we get to that, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. We are pushing towards 500 subscribers, which is a huge milestone for us. We just started this just a few months ago, and we're very thankful for the growth so far. We're really excited to see where this can go. With that, Dustin, what is the update on this rumor that we've been hearing about?
So the rumor is that Apple is in development or is going to start production of a foldable MacBook. Now, when I say foldable, I mean like the foldable phones, the screen will fold. Okay. So it's been around the rumor's been around for a few years, and it's based on an Apple supply chain analyst, Ming-Chi Kuo. Sorry if I mispronounced the name, but that's who it is. It's rumored to ship in 2026. It can either have a 20-inch display or an 18-inch display. The goal for Apple is to have no crease.
No screen crease?
Screen crease. Yeah, which is what you see in a lot of different foldables. When it's closed, it should look like the MacBook Pro. And the rumor is that it should have like the M5 processor. So whoever they may be is already throwing around the term M5 processor. The M4 just came out with the iPads.
It's a good guess.
So it's good.
Apple has changed the numbering before, like kind of weird, but
exactly.
M5 is a good guess.
Hey, wait, we're going to shoot for the stars. You know,
I bet in a few years we might see the M6.
It's highly possible if they keep up with this naming convention. So essentially, all it is just like a MacBook iPad hybrid. And Apple might also be working on a foldable phone and foldable iPad. Who knows? I mean, they open up the possibility.
I saw that in the article, and it confused me a little bit because if this is a MacBook iPad hybrid, why would you also make a foldable iPad? But maybe I'm jumping the gun. We're not supposed to give our opinions yet, but a little weird.
So what's the point of a foldable device?
So to be honest with you, I had to do some research. I had to watch some YouTube videos, some reviews of laptops and foldable screens, because although this technology has been out for a few years, it's not something that has ever really caught my eye. It's not something that I was really yearning for. And so I had to look and see why people want it. And so one of the big things is bigger screen and a smaller body. So the idea being that when it's fold out, you have a large, big screen, but when you're putting it back in your pocket, it takes up less space.
Yeah.
So, okay, I get that.
That's the very Jetsons of the foldable era there.
Multitasking is another thing. I saw a Reddit post, I believe, of someone that had the Fold, Galaxy X Fold, and said that they like to kind of split screen on their phone, which that's pretty cool. That would be nice sometimes, especially if you're on the go and you're working from your phone. I get that. So even more so for maybe a MacBook where you can split screen a little better. The next thing is that it looks fancy. It looks cool. You get the clout, I say it looks fancy until the crease starts, then maybe it looks a little weird. But I do think that all those devices, it looks like you're at the forefront of technology.
I would assume that if you would have like a foldable, let's say if there was a foldable iPhone or whatever, you'd probably have like what are the AirPod Maxes?
Yeah.
As well. Like you're in that category for me. Yeah. And for me.
Hey, I want those. I'm a over the. I love that going to HEB. I don't have any because they're so expensive, but I'm with it. And so we've seen foldable devices before. So obviously the smartphones, the Galaxy X Fold, the Pixel Fold. We've seen foldable laptops before. There was an Asus laptop that we saw that isn't really available anymore, but it looks like they have almost foldable laptops out there now. And then the Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Fold, which sells for a whopping $22.99. I say whopping because that's expensive for a Lenovo. At
Yeah, I
least
think that's on sale right now on Lenovo's site too. So it's like I think it's normally like 24 or something like that. Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's $22.99
Oh, gotta have that 8 cents there.
It's a weird sale. So the technology's out there. We kind of know what the baseline purpose of these devices are. What do we think about Apple going in that direction? Do we really need a foldable MacBook Pro?
My first thought about it is all the articles that you see talk about a foldable laptop. That's the dumbest terminology I've ever heard. Laptops fold.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They fold up. Now I get it. I get that they're taking the foldable phone terminology and inputting it because it's familiar. Everybody knows foldable phone, foldable device, foldable laptop. Just it's dumb.
We did change the title. The title that I was going for this video did not include foldable display, and Dustin was like, "That's dumb. All laptops fold." But you're right.
Yeah, all of them fold. Let's see. The other thing I had was the foldable laptop started popping up in around 2020 or so. So it took Apple its regular time span to jump on the bandwagon. Late. There's the big thing that I find with, because I work in IT and I work on computers, the more moving parts that you have on a device, the more room for error. And laptop screens can be relatively expensive to fix. So much so that a lot of people really just opt into getting another laptop. And that's not talking about Macs. That's talking about like different PCs, like lower end, like HPs, Dells, whatever. So Mac and Apple MacBooks and stuff, they cost like hundreds of dollars to replace the screen. That's if you want to replace it yourself. You might as well send it off either to Apple or like a certified dealer or whatever to get it repaired. And that's going to cost even more money. So imagine what a foldable screen is going to cost to repair. And my last thing is just Apple didn't hear us correctly whenever they were watching one of our recent videos, Tim Cook. We were wanting the iPad with the Mac OS, not a foldable screen MacBook. So just Tim, if you could, kind of get that correct, and we'll forgive you if you, put Mac OS on iPad.
So to sum up your thoughts, what are you in, you out?
Oh, I hate the foldable stuff.
Okay.
I do. I really don't. I like the idea of it being a device that you can compact, like you would see. What is it, like the Jetsons, where he's like got his briefcase and like doop, 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 and he folds it up and then puts it in his pocket.
Yeah.
I get it.
Cut that in now, by the way.
Oh, I will. I get why they're doing that.
Yeah.
It just for me, it's too much room for error.
Yeah.
There's too much mechanics that can break in there and break your phone, break your device. That's where I stand.
So I think that Apple is still in search for its next big thing. I just don't know if foldable devices are going to be that. I mean, we're talking 2 years down the line here, but Apple's big thing so far this year is iPads, which it's a cool refreshed line. Looks like it might be powerful. Looks like maybe we have some AI stuff going on, but it sometimes seems like Apple's next big thing was someone else's next big thing like 5 or 10 years ago. So I'm a little worried about that. The other thing we've seen is that Apple will abandon big projects. They did abandon Apple Car. I wonder if they get further down the line and realize that they're chasing a market that isn't as large. The demand isn't there type of deal.
Whenever you were typing up your stuff, I was like, I didn't even remember about the Apple Car. Like, that's how irrelevant it is. So it's like, it makes you think it's like, if they do that with the foldable stuff, like, will I even remember it back down the line? I think I will over the car. But
the part about the Apple Car too, if you think about it, it's going to be like $100,000 car.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I'm
Easily.
sure it was going to be a sweet car as well. I would probably have seen it and liked it just because the idea of Apple making a sleek car almost reminds me of like the early days of Tesla when their Tesla Roadsters were coming out and they just looked amazing. They looked nothing like the
Look,
Cybertruck.
this is a little extra, but the Apple car probably would come in with a built-in sticker on the back.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Apple sticker.
Yeah.
You don't have to put your sticker on that you got with your iPhone. It comes with it.
Well, can you imagine
Anyway.
just how cool that Apple logo would look as like a car, like emblem, like just a metallic.
Yeah.
I was in it for the Apple car. I would have never been able to buy one, but I would have loved to see them on the streets. I don't know if this is. I think this might go the way of the Apple car. That's a crazy early prediction, but I just don't see this being a huge market. I just don't know anyone in my life that has or wants a foldable device. It seems like a very niche side or niche kind of area of technology. But then there's the other side of it, right? If they do this, it does mean that Apple will finally make a MacBook Pro that has a touchscreen. Because if it's foldable, it won't have room for a keypad. So that's kind of a plus. It also, I trust Apple to make these thin, like ridiculously thin. If you see what's the other one that we talked about? The Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Fold. It turns into a brick as you fold it over, and then you have to have like a detachable keyboard, of course, because you don't have one. And you put that on top of it, and then you're like carrying around a laptop that's like that thick. I think Apple can fix that problem, and then it kind of becomes a little bit more intriguing to me. Before this video, we talked through the prompts before, and we started talking about that, and I was like, if it's like as thin as 1.5 iPhones total, or as thin as some of like, the MacBook Airs, and it's foldable, and I have a lot of screen space, I'm kind of interested, I guess.
I mean, honestly, if it would just be as thin as the MacBook Pro, I mean, that's still normal.
That's the goal.
Like if they could get thinner than the MacBook Pro, cool. That would be awesome. But I mean, if like all you have to do is make it the equivalent size, and then it's nothing. It's not a new brick of hardware, that you got to tote around.
Yeah. And the other thing too is I'm not a big type on screens guy. I'd rather like a physical keyboard. So I'd have to have they'd have to come out with some type of magic trackpad that works for this thing.
For sure.
So it's a whole nother product line. Overall, my thoughts to sum up that rambly mess I just did is no, I don't think that we need this. Just like we didn't need the Vision Pro, this is just like another example of Apple jumping into a space they weren't in way too late. They're probably going to Apple it out and spec it out, and it'll be the best foldable device that has ever hit the market. But I don't think that that's saying much.
Yep. It's going to be pricey.
Oh my gosh. And the price. Have to take out a mortgage for it.
Yeah. I will not. Unless Tim Cook decides to send us one of the foldables, I will not be trying to review one of those.
I'd love to test one out.
I would too.
Right.
I'll probably make a trip to the Apple store and then put my hands on one, but that's about it.
Yeah. If they can do thin and no crease, I think maybe they'll change minds, but we'd have to see.
I don't think no crease is possible. That's just me. I don't know the tech recently. That's just me. No crease.
Anything is possible. Come on, man.
Yeah. With Apple, anything is possible.
Yes, sir.
So let us know what you think. Do you like the foldable devices? Are you excited that Apple is trying to maybe come out with some foldable devices of their own? Or are you kind of upset that they just didn't put the macOS on the iPad Pros? But, just let us know. Let us know down there. We'll see you in the next one.
Peace.
See ya.